Razor Sharp Lifestyle 101. The core values of self improvement and fulfillment are core values that ensure your success in life. It is something that every person in the world wants for themselves. The only difference is with the hardworking ambitious is that between the sloth and the sloth, the lazy fool of sloth is that the hardworking ambition, what they do is they sacralize the core values of self fulfillment and improvement. And that causes them to sacrifice their leisure, their social leisure, for it. For it's extended period of time. Extended periods of time. If it's required, if that's what hard work and dedication requires, the ability to deal with the boredom of repetition that success demands. So, the thing is that your enduring ability to deal with the requirements of success is the key to your success in life. Now, Razor Sharp Lifestyle 101 is about it's about excellence. It is about hard work and dedication. It is something that is very significant towards your self fulfillment. It represents the representation of the greatest examples in the world that are the greats or considered the great people of success, the people with ambition that will definitely inspire you to propel like a rocket launching off towards your goals of self idealization. Understand? It is something that you have within yourself that controls your decisions and your direction in life. It is a calendar that you have chose for your self-improvement and fulfillment. It is something that you will never sacrifice. You have made up in your mind to sacralize it, and you have decided within yourself to contribute that service of what it represents to all for self-empowerment. Anyone who chooses to embrace the core values of self-improvement and fulfillment, what happens to them is that they will see a change in their direction in life that will actually empower them and cause them to actually understand that the time that they have, 24 hours a day, that all people have, is something that they can maximize to their highest benefit. Now, it is something that really is exciting if you really get clarity of it, of its success, and its success and the progress of its success. These core values represent the self-fulfilling prophecies, and that's what they represent. The self-fulfilling prophecies of your desire, it represents that. When you choose and make up in your mind to Embrace the core values of self-improvement and fulfillment. What you do is you set a path for your progress. And that path you set represents a choice of service. It represents a service that you are rendering for your increase of self, your increase of your net worth, the increase of your whatever it is you want to increase positively in life. It is something that is very exciting. It's a challenging thing because it's a memoir. You are creating a memoir for yourself, a memoir of your life. You know, it's you're painting a picture, a art. You know, you're painting an art of success, a portrait of your success, an art. Painting a portrait of your success, yes, with these core values of self-improvement and fulfillment that you embrace and you sacralize. It is a significant portrait of your success, a monument of your self-fulfillment and hard work and dedication. It is content that is invaluable. You know, it represents infinity. It represents these core values. They represent, I mean, treasures that you cannot put uh, any price tag on. You just highly value it. You know, it is something that you actually must have. You know, and you will never let it go because it is your direction. It is your map. You know, it is your map for success. What is success? Success is being who you want to be in life. You know, the person you have, whoever you have an idea of being, and you mark your path to go towards, to run towards becoming that person from, the hard work and dedication that that person requires you to follow in order to idealize yourself as being that person. The hard work and dedication and the ability to deal with the boredom repetition that it requires for you to become that person you idealize yourself as becoming or being. It is a path that you mark and you sacralize and you sacrifice your leisure for it. And you go towards that path. You focus your direction of attention or your attention of direction towards that path every day. When you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed, that path is on your mind. You know, it directs your every movement. Everything you do is directed by that path of idea, self-idealization. Understand? So you contemplate. You contemplate to elevate. Contemplate to elevate. That's what that's what you are doing. You're contemplating to elevate. And contemplation on the core values of self-improvement and fulfillment is something that will is is your self-empowerment. It actually empowers you to propel like a rocket. You know, and and the drive is so strong that the time it takes to achieve your goals feel like it's not as much as it is, or feel like it's less time. It takes less time to accomplish your goals. It don't feel like a sacrifice. It's something that you have the became. You have decided to be this character in life of high value. And definitely, it's something that you are having fun. You're creating memories of. your self fulfillment, and I mean it's just a joy to see yourself in evolving into the highest being on earth that you can possibly be, of self empowerment. You represent the core values of self fulfillment, represents individuality. You have sacralized your individuality. That's what you have done. And that's a powerful move to make, because what you're saying is that you have made up in your minds and not submit to the devastation of in the misery of conformity. Yes, conformity is very devastating. It's miserable. It represents mediocrity. It represents everything that's below average, really. I mean, you do the calculations of it, and you will recognize, and you will agree with, its content, that it doesn't represent anything that aim towards the highest value of all values, and success, and great self achievement, and everything that's marvelous about self improvement, and just a high lifestyle, a razor sharp lifestyle. Is something that you have had to create through your self discipline of creative ability. That means you have made up in your mind to you have made up in your mind to utilize your imagination for your success, to actually create your success and your self-fulfillment in life. Self-fulfillment is an art, so you must decide how you're gonna live in your life within your imagination. Before a life of success and progress, and great material success, and success of self development and becoming who you want to be. Uh, it is for, and that's the root cause of why you have material success that you have, from that self idealization of yourself. Now, the success of yourself and the material success that you are living, uh, it stems from your creative ability. Uh, it stems from that. It is something that is deja vu. It represents deja vu. That's what it represents. Deja vu. Your material success and your success of self development and self fulfillment, uh, uh, it represents deja vu. The Ray Sharp Lifestyle 101 represents deja vu all day. That deja vu is actually a psychology that of mind. It is a a mind's eye psychology of mind, as you can say, as you can see. I relived, I pre-lived my material success and my success of self-fulfillment already. I pre-lived it before I actually lived it. It was pre-lived by me. I already was pre-living it, in my mind. I mean, and now I'm before I lived it for other people to witness it. They had never seen it, but it's new for them. It's new for them to see my self-fulfilling prophecy. My self-fulfilling prophecy was already pre-lived within within the house of my imagination. Within the dome of my imagination. It was already pre-lived. These events and these, these places and these things, and these places of whatever I have. I mean, that represents material success. And whatever I have that represents self fulfillment, the life I have. my lifestyle, razor sharp lifestyle. It, it represents deja vu. It was already pre-lived in my mind, and that's what people, hardworking, ambitious people, there's the material success in their success of self-fulfillment. It is pre-lived already within the house, the dome of their imagination. You know, it's all they already been living it in their mind. You know, been living it in their mind, their imaginative mind, that part of their mind. Uh, it's great. It feels great. It ups your drive. What it do is it ups your drive. It makes the time of every goal that you set, every micro step towards the macro goal that you have set for your self improvement and fulfillment. Uh, you actually macrolize that time. The micro step of your goal, your chief goal, your a great goal. You know how to make that step, that macro step towards every goal, feel like the time that it don't take as long as that time. So you can make 6 years feel like 3 years. Make 6 months feel like 3 months if that's the time that your goal require you to work hard at achieving. You know, yes, time quickening. That's what it is. And the Hardware and Vicious, they have mastered that art of time quickening. You know, making expediting your time. I like to say expedite your time of progress. Expedite it. How can you expedite it? You can expedite your time. Ask yourself the most important question. Now, if can I how can I expedite the time that it will take me to progress towards my goals of accomplishment? How and can I do that? Okay, ask yourself that question. That's the most important question you can ask yourself. Most important question. And I mean, when you have the answer to that question, uh, the answer to that question is that yes, you do. It's a philosophy of sacrificing your leisure for your self improvement fulfillment and sacralizing that, the core values of your self improvement fulfillment. That is how you can expedite the time it's going to take for you to accomplish your goals. Because core values of self improvement fulfillment is your means of accomplishing every goal you set. You know, I mean, you cannot go wrong with the core values of self improvement fulfillment. To do the calculations and count up how much progress you can actually make if you just follow the core values of self improvement fulfillment. If you just follow them, make up in your mind, I'm going to follow them and everything they represent. That's it. And if they require me to sacrifice, fine. My leisure, fine. My social, yes. My leisure, what? My social activities, fine. Okay, fine. I'm not worried about, anything that's pertains to, you know, pleasure of concerns, leisurely activities. I mean, over capital commodities. You know, I mean, it got to be the capital commodities, the capital generating, income generating goods have to be something that I sacralize before my social activities and my leisurely activities and so forth. You know, things that I like to spend that represents consumption, represents spending money. Lots of it. I mean, lots of it. If you don't got your self control. Now, decisions and attention that and dedication of thought towards uh, everything that's you know uh, great, everything that's marketable, everything that can generate capital for you, for your self improvement, your fulfillment. It is an art that you create for yourself. It is a portrait that you create of yourself. It is a your portfolio of capital goods in life, in possession of goods that currency that cannot be bought by with currency. Those two focuses of a dedication of attention and thought uh, are powerful. They're powerful. You're actually empowering yourself to experience every self-fulfilling prophecy that you desire, which the whatever prophecy you conceive happening in your life of you becoming whoever you want to become, and you are actually um, um, you want to whoever you want to experience being. You know, your lifestyle, whatever lifestyle you decide for you, to experience for yourself improvement, self idealization. Those two, those two values, high values, right there. The high value of capital goods, generating goods, and focus your attention on that, and in the goods, in the possession, your possession of goods that cannot be bought with currency. Uh, Great goods, and these goods are great. I mean, they're great goods, and can't they can't be bought with currency. I mean, you cannot, go to the store and get them. You can't shop for them in the store. You can't. They're not for sale. I mean, it's nowhere you can find them. In any supermarket, you can't say, "Well, Johnny, go over there. I want you to get me those goods that money can't buy." Nah, Johnny can't do that for you. No, the great goods that you must have for your self improvement, fulfillment, for your material success, are goods that stems from within you. That's what they are. These are goods that stem from within you. That's what they are. And they stem from within you. They are core values. These goods that cannot be bought with currency are core values of self-improvement fulfillment. Uh, they're invaluable principles. That will propel you for success, material success in self-development and self-fulfillment. Uh, are goods that you have them and you ensure your self fulfillment just as surely as you ensure your material success. Because your self fulfillment is your self empowerment of being able to handle your material success and handle the path towards materializing whatever you want. Handle the path. The path of success of that. The path of success. See, the sloth is unable to handle the path of success and becoming who they want to become and having what they want to have, and making their life work out the way they want their life to work out for them. the path of success has demands, it has requirements of dedication and hard work. It has a message and rules and that must be followed. And cannot. It has laws that must not be broken. It represents all of this. It encompasses this core values of self fulfillment and improvement encompasses a high degree of rules. The path of success it includes a laws that must not be broken, guidelines that must be followed, rules that must not be that must not be broken, and they must be sacralized. The following of it. It represents all of this for your success. And when you know that consciously, when you make up your mind to follow uh, these rules of success, these laws of success, these core values, which represents all of that of self-improvement, fulfillment. You actually constantly make up your mind to actually fulfill your self-fulfilling prophecies, experience every self-idealization of concept of yourself. You're bound to experience it. I mean, just like that. It is really impossible for you not to, because you're on a path. You're marked a path for your success, and you are sticking to that path. That path is controlling your every move, your every decision. When you're either going somewhere. I mean, every door you go into, everywhere you go is directing your every move, your every decision. It's controlling you in your conversations, controlling you, in your preparations. It just controls you. I mean, it is your self-control. That's what it is. That's what it is. Your core values of self-improvement, fulfillment. It is your self-control. It represents, if you want to ask the hardworking and ambitious, what do the core values of self-improvement, fulfillment represent? What is the highest value? It represents self-control. That is a must-have in order for you to succeed and learn from the best of success. Self-control. Self-control. Because when you're out of control, you are degressing. Oftentimes, I mean, when you're out of control, you are in trouble. You get yourself in trouble. In financial trouble, in legal trouble, in all types of trouble. I mean, being out of control is the same as being as troublesome. A troublesome person is a person who is out of control. You cannot be a troublesome person and be a person of self-control at the same time. It is impossible. It is humanly impossible. It just can't happen. It's no ifs, ands, or buts around that. Now, I mean, you can try to, paint the perception that you are, a person that has self-control and troublesome at the same time for your self-amusement. But really and truly, it don't make a difference. It don't add up. I mean, it don't add up to a profit. It's no investment. It's a low investment. It's really no investment, really. I mean, it's just it's of no. The only account you only will account for that. You will account for your stupidity, and all of us are an account. We are accountable to our sloth, whether we want to or not. The sloth of our stupidity, the sloth of our negligence of self-discipline. We are victims of our sloth, of no self discipline. Now, the hard-working, ambitious, he rid himself of the sloth within him. He dominates it. He has really a low, a low case of sloth within him. He's not one of the slowful. He's not like the sloths. He's actually driven, to make it. He follows a calendar of success. He follows the best of the success. He internalizes its content. It is his food, it is his drink, it is his sleep, it is everything. It is his breath. It is something that he had poetized for his life. It is his poetry. It is his art. That's why self-fulfillment is poetic. It is art. A life of self-fulfillment is very poetic. It is a life of poetry. You are making your life a life of poetry that represents success in every way, which means you're rhyming with reason. You are connected to a path of splendid beauty. And splendid beauty, it stems from, just making, correct decisions in life. That's splendid. That's beautiful. To make correct moves in life. Millionaire moves. Now, let's make it straight. Let's make it very clear. You are making multi-millionaire moves. It's very clear to the hardworking ambitious that every move they are making multi-millionaire moves. Now, this is the medium of exchange that Mother Earth or the Lord Himself, God Almighty, through Mother Earth, have set up for us a system of having this worth in our lives, making these sacrifices for this high worth in our lives, making these decisions, these multi-millionaire decisions, that often represents core values of self-improvement and fulfillment, because it is really psychologically impossible for you not to not rely upon the core values of self-improvement and fulfillment in order to make a multi-millionaire moves in your life, millionaire moves in your life. Let's get that straight. Let's make that very clear. Above average moves. These are moves that you have decided